Hello, teacher.
Hello, Daniel. How are you? Is everything okay?
Everything good?
Great. That's good to know, Daniel. We can start then with today's activity. For today, I have two options for you, Daniel, as I was doing lastly. And it's first, we have one article. This one, I'm not sure we read it. It's Why Mood Shame is Bad for You. And the other one is a video, What Makes Muscles Grow. So which one would you like to work with, Daniel?
The second one, teacher.
The second. Okay. So let's open this one. And again, but let's try to talk about this first. It says, what makes muscles grow? Here, of course, we're going to take a look at some parts of the body and how it works and so on. But let's try to have a conversation very shortly first. Daniel, what do you think is the answer to that one? What do you think, or how do you think that muscles grow, Daniel, according to you, or what you know?
Okay, it is a combination between what you eat and what you do for growing your muscles, like training, like uh, getting up heavy weights, something like that, for each part of your body. So for me, it's that combination.
Great, thank you very much. So yes, you're saying, right, it could be a diet and several activities, right, that you need to perform in order to make them increase in size, right? So good. With that idea, again, this is the last thing, Daniel, I'm going to ask you. Some people, for example, right, consume other types of chemical or components, right, to make that grow faster. What do you think about that? Do you think that that's beneficial for the body, or do you think that it has some consequences at the
Mm, I think it is the same. For example, in my experience, I also got some proteins at some point of my life. So because for me, protein, I mean, the shakes of protein when you have I forgot how to say frasco, pero o bote,
end?
the
Can?
can of protein when you uh, have some serves per shake. So at that moment, I remember that I didn't have enough time to eat better. So for me, that shake of protein every day re replaced the food or the meal that I couldn't eat at that moment. So that's one of there's a lot of like chemicals for uh, help you to growing out fast or lose weight fast or something like that. But in my experience, I only got some proteins. Anything else?
Thank you very much, Daniel. That's interesting again because sometimes people believe that just by eating something that is not quotation marks natural, right, it's going to be dangerous for you. But we also have to acknowledge, right? We have to recognize that technology has been advancing and also the way we can prepare, right? Things that are good for our body or that can help us out that are not perhaps natural, but that are good for us as well. Right, so with that said, then Daniel, let's watch this video again. Here you're mainly going to know some details on what happens on the muscles, right, on the muscles, and what is going to be like the process of making them grow, all right, like in detail and a micro, let's say, microscope perspective. Okay, so here we
Mhm.
go.
Muscles. We have over 600 of them. They make up between 1/3 and 1/2 of our body weight. And along with connective tissue, they bind us together, hold us up, and help us move. And whether or not bodybuilding is your hobby, muscles need your constant attention because the way you treat them on a daily basis determines whether they will wither or grow. Say you're standing in front of a door, ready to
Okay, let's stop there. That was a short introduction, but it's interesting, all right, talking about some details before going further, Daniel. So, all in all, very briefly, what can you tell me about this short introduction about muscles and in this video?
Okay, the introduction talks about uh, all the muscles. I not all the muscles, but yeah, it could be all the muscles that we have in our body. How 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 they can be different if you do some exercise like bodybuilding. If not, like just sit in the armchair.
Good, exactly. And just to play with some vocabulary, Daniel, over there, what happens when you pay attention to your muscles when you exercise, and what happens to them when you don't pay attention to them, as you were saying, right? You are just sitting on the couch doing nothing. So what are the consequences of both cases?
Okay. Yeah, if you just sit down on the couch, uh, you can maybe you might win weight. Um, yeah, that in the long term, it could be dangerous for your life. In the other part, in the other hand, if you do some exercise, you will have uh, a good healthy life.
All right, very good. Only one thing, and then we're going to try to use also some vocabulary here because again, it's interesting. Remember, instead of win, weight is better if you use the word to gain, right? Gain
Gain.
weight. Exactly. Right? To gain. So, yes, good. That's one thing, right? This person, for example, gained some weight because it's a sedentary way of life, right? Just eating on the couch and, well, doing that. And this one, right, is taking care of his body or their body. But now, what about the muscles? What is the difference that you see in terms of the muscles here? And how can you describe his muscles and how can you describe his muscles?
Well, the man on the right seems to be bigger and stronger because if he's lifting a huge weight by her arms. Um, yeah, he seems healthy and big, as I said. And the other man looks like he's eating some chips. Um, yeah, he looks fat.
Good. And what about the muscles? Because it's fat, good. But how can you describe the muscles? Are the muscles also big? Or what do you think happened to the muscles with him?
Well, in this picture, he looks like with tiny arms, but as I know, the fat mans have uh, big arms as well, but all regarding, I forgot how to say grasa.
You can say also fat, regarding fat, and that's also grasa.
Yeah, all regarding fat. So that's a big difference because the man on the left part, on the left side, he's just her arms are just muscles.
All right, very good. So again, this is because you have all the vocabulary you need over there, Daniel, but I can give you this one. This is a very interesting word. Okay, to wither, okay, to wither is to reduce in size, and to grow is to increase in size, right? So you can say that this person, right, grew, right, or grows his muscles, but this person's muscles could wither, right? It means also there's another word in English that is shrink, right? To become smaller, right? To be
Mhm.
less and less important over there. All right. I just wanted to show you that one over there. And also to remember, this is just for general knowledge, and you can have it over there. It says that muscles make up between 1/3 and 1/2 of our body weight, right? And that's a lot. Of course, it depends on how you're going to take care of them and how big they are going to be. And also the last one that we have over 600 muscles. All right, and again, this is just for general information that can be useful sometimes. Okay, so let's keep going, please. We're going to watch one more part, but I want to know if you have any questions or extra comments before going to the next part, Danny.
Not really. These days are interesting because, or it's interesting how the words are coming to my head because little by little I'm feeling a little bit or a bit more comfortable to talk in English or to speak. So I just wanted to say that because to describe this video, I felt a little bit more comfortable.
Great, that's great, Daniel, and I can notice that one, right? That's what we need to achieve. Actually, you're going to do it, of course, by yourself. I'm just going to be showing you some things, but the thing is that you have to feel like that, comfortable, confident, right? And words are going to come, and even though you don't know the exact words, you need to go around, right? In English or any language, it's important to know how to go around. You don't need to look for a specific word, because if you look for a specific word, you may lose some time, right? And it's better to paraphrase and to say a different thing instead of trying to find that specific word, right?
Yeah.
So let's keep going, please. One more part, and here they are going to explain how muscles work when they are doing some forcing things. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Say you're standing in front of a door, ready to pull it open. Your brain and muscles are perfectly poised to help you achieve this goal. First, your brain sends a signal to motor neurons inside your arm. When they receive this message, they fire, causing muscles to contract and relax, which pull on the bones in your arm and generate the needed movement. The bigger the challenge becomes, the bigger the brain's signal grows, and the more motor units it rallies to help you achieve your task. But what if the door is made of solid iron? At this point, your arm muscles alone won't be able to generate enough tension to pull it open, so your brain appeals to other muscles for help. You plant your feet, tighten your belly, and tense your back, generating enough force to yank it open. Your nervous system has just leveraged the resources you already have. Other muscles.
All right, it's going to be up to that part. Then the next part is going to be for Thursday, but let's have the last conversation about that last part, Daniel. What can you tell me about that interaction with the door that this man had? What do you say, Daniel? Any ideas? I don't know if something happened, Daniel. I cannot hear you. I think your microphone is off or something is happening.
Oh yeah, sorry teacher. I was mute. Sorry. Okay. I can repeat it. Okay. So
Yes, go ahead, please.
I was saying that how the video show us how the brain send every single like signal or something like that to every single part of the muscles to do some actions. Like in this case, open the door, and it shows us how the contractions begin and ends for do an action like open a door, and then it shows us the combination of another part of our body, not only the arm, another parts of our body to like uh, put more effort in this case to open the door, but how the muscles are combined to put more strength in an action.
All right, very good. Now I have a question to be even more detailed in that part, Daniel. What is the difference? Because we saw two things, right? At the beginning, he opened one of the doors, right? Not this one, the previous one, this one very easily, right? Just like that, I'm going to play it.
But what if the door is to help you achieve outcomes? The bigger the brain's signal
Okay, sorry, a little bit before, over here.
pull on the bones in your arm and generate the needed movement.
Okay, so in that case, he only used, right, one arm, and that's it. He didn't need to use, right, other parts of the body. So in what case is this man going to use more parts of his body to achieve something more complex?
When the body or the brain receives the signal that there is something heavier than we have to lift or something like that, or pull out.
Okay, exactly. And in the video, then what is the difference between this object? Or you can tell me about the materials. For example, what do you think is the material of this door, the first door that he opened easily? And what do you think is the material of this door over here, with which he needed to use not only his arm, but also feet, legs, back, right, the belly? So what is the difference? Well, what changed in terms of the door or the material?
It seems to be the same door, but it could be locked side.
Okay, that's one possibility, but if we analyze, but because you're right? If it's locked, of course, and it's going to be impossible to open it like this, right? Perhaps he needs to push, to hit it, to kick it, right? And to do many things. But actually here what changed, and I'm going to show you very briefly, it was one word that perhaps just passed through it and we didn't realize, is this one. I'm going to show you this one. Let's read this question, please, Daniel, to finish this up.
What if the door is made of solid iron?
All right, so if you realize the first example in which he used only his arm, it was a wood door.
Wood
Okay,
door.
but this door of the second example is not locked. It's also a door, but it's made of solid iron. And this is very, very heavy, right? And he's not going to be able to open it just by using his arm, right? He needs a combination. And we're going to read this again to finish. So it's going to generate tension to pull it open, it says. Other muscles as you have to plant your feet, tighten your belly, and tense your back. All right. And only when you have a combination of all those muscles with this solid iron door is when you're going to be able to yank it open. What is to yank it open? Is to open it by force or like doing some extra force over there. All right. That's the last thing I wanted to show you in terms of vocabulary, Daniel. I don't know if you have any questions or comments before finishing.
No, teacher.
No? All right, let's take that into account. Again, we're going to continue working next class. Daniel, as always, I'm going to give you, please, the survey. You can fill that out, and then that's it. Thanks for being here. I'll see you tomorrow, Daniel.
All right, teacher. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Take care. All right, now I'm with you. Let me see. Larissa, how are you, Larissa? Is everything okay?
Hello, teacher. Yes, I'm okay.
Great, that's good to know, Larissa. So, Larissa, today we have two options with you. One of them, I'm not sure we read this with you, is one article, that is this one, okay? Why mood shame is bad for you. It's about this cat over here, and we're going to learn about emotions. That's one option. The other option is a video that it's about muscles, okay? What makes muscles grow, right? When you go to the gym, you start seeing how your muscles may grow. It happens in men, it happens in women. So what do you say? Which one would you like to work with, Larissa?
With the first.
The first, okay. Let's go over here. Let's start, right? This is part of future article from the BBC and in the psychology section. The headline is the following. Let's read the headline, please, Lisa.
Why mood shame is bad for you?
Good. Now let's understand. It's important to understand this phrase, this expression, Larissa, to go further. What do you think is mood shame? They say that mood shame, this is bad for you. And in the article, they want to show you that this is bad for you. But what is mood shame?
I think shame is vergüenza.
Correct?
Entonces, that attitude, maybe mood shame.
All right, it's close to that one. But more than shame itself is when you are ashamed of your mood, is when you are ashamed of your emotions. Okay, mood shame, and I'm going to give you this example, and you're going to tell me if you agree. Mood shame is when you feel bad, when you feel sad. Okay, you are sad because you broke up with your boyfriend. And you believe that that's bad because you don't have to be sad, right? Society tells you you have to smile every time. You have to be happy. And you don't want to accept that you are sad. You don't want to accept that you feel a little bit depressed. So you say, no, I'm okay, right? It's not okay to be sad. That's mood shame. And doing that is bad for you according to this article, because you should accept when you are sad. You should accept when you have to cry, when you are angry, when you don't like someone, right? You don't have to pretend and you don't have to be ashamed of your emotions. All right. I don't know if that helps over here, or if you have any extra comments, Larissa, let me know, please.
It's like, I don't remember how I say in English, ocultar.
Yes. You don't have to hide. You say hide, ocultar, hide. Exactly. When you hide your emotions, and not only hide them because you don't want to show them, Larissa, you hide them because you believe that it's incorrect to be sad, because you believe that it's incorrect to be angry, because you say, no, I have to be happy all the time. I have to be kind with all people. I cannot be angry. I cannot be rude. I cannot feel bad because that's not who I am, right? But in other words, this article is telling you that that's bad for you. When you reject your own emotions, right, is bad for you. Okay, so with that said, let's go to the article itself, because they say that that idea, that is what you said, hiding your emotions, being ashamed of your emotions, rejecting your emotions, is bad for you. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's read this part now over here.
It's sometimes tempting to beat yourself up for not feeling sunnier, but there's good reason to embrace those cramps.
Thank you very much, ladies. I know that perhaps we have new vocabulary here, but before telling you the words, ladies, okay, before I tell you the words, if you have any questions, how can you explain this paragraph, this idea?
Hmm. Hmm. No, they are many words. I don't know what mean.
All right, if that's the case, then let's work on the words together. First, this pronunciation, and I'm going to tell you also the meaning. Instead of E, this is going to be more like E, so it's going to be tempting.
Tempting.
Tempting, all right? So do you know the meaning of this word, tempting?
No. No.
All right. Tempting is, for example, you know the history about Eve and Adam, right? From Genesis, from God, the Bible. Do you know that
Okay.
story?
Yes.
Okay, so you have an apple, right? And the apple is tempting and you want to eat it. It's something that you desire. Okay, it's something that causes desire. If you see, right, something very delicious, a very delicious food, you say, it's tempting, but I don't have to eat because I'm on a diet. All right, that's tempting, tentador. Then you have beat yourself up, but this is the word. Beat up is to fight or to hit someone. Okay, if I say, I'm going to beat you up, it means I'm going to fight you, I'm going to hit you. All right, I'm going to kick you. Okay, I'm going to kick your ass. That's beat up. But if you beat yourself up, you fight with yourself. Okay, so in other words, they are telling you here, Larissa, sometimes it's kind of tempting, okay, something that you want to fight yourself, okay, to fight yourself for not feeling happy, right? Sunnier, sun is the sun. Sunnier is something that brights, and something that brights is something happy. Okay, so in other words, again, is when you don't accept that it's not, or that it's okay not to be happy. Okay, because you want to say, come on, right? And you say, come on, Larissa, you say to yourself, you don't have to be sad, Larissa. Okay, don't be like that. Don't be weak, Larissa. Don't be sad. Okay, you have to be happy. So they are telling you, but there's a good reason to embrace. Embrace, in other words, means accept. And those grumps, this cat, for example, is on the grumps. And grumps is this sound, Larissa. Mm, mm. Okay, that's grumps. So that's okay. I don't know if it helps, Larissa. And with that information, try to explain this one more time in your own words. How can you explain this one more time?
Something like some days we feel we fight with myself, and embrace. I don't remember what is mean embrace.
Embrace means to accept.
Accept. Okay. But I have to accept the reason.
Okay, good. And you have to accept more than the reason. You have to accept that you are angry, right? In this case, grumps, right, is like gruñidos, like, all right? But here means to be angry. But this can be also, Larissa, to be sad. Okay, so it's what I was telling you before, right? Sometimes you want to fight with yourself, and you can say, if you use we, Larissa, you can say, we want to fight with ourselves, right? We want to fight with ourselves because we are not happy. Okay, we say, come on, Luis, right? I said to myself, come on, Luis, you have to be happy. You don't have to be sad. Don't be weak, right? No seas débil. And I said that to myself when it was a mimi. Okay, so if that's happening, it's not good. They say there's a good reason to be sad. There's a good reason to be angry. There's a good reason to accept that you are angry. There's a good reason to accept that you are sad. All right, that's what they are telling you. You don't have to fight with those emotions. You have to accept them. All right, if you realize it's the same as before, but they are using a lot of different words to explain that. Okay, we're going to do now, please, this exercise, Elaris. It's going to help remember. Tempting. Try to use this word in a sentence, please. In one idea, Larissa. Tempting, tentador.
I was tempting to eat the cake.
Okay, close. Instead of tempting, if you want to use it for yourself, you're going to say tempted. Okay, tempted with ed.
Tempted. Okay.
Tempting is something that produces that one. But if you feel that, Larissa, it's going to be tempted. Okay, good. I was tempted to eat the food.
Or I'm tempting in present. I'm tempting to eat that cake.
Okay, I'm tempting. That's good. Or you can say, I was tempted by that tempting food. Okay, because the food is tempting and you are tempted by that food. Okay, you can use it in any of those ways. All right, two more before finishing. Beat up. Remember, beat up is fight, but in other words, is golpear. All right, to someone. So, what example can you give me with beat up, Larissa?
Beat up. He beat up with her brother for the game.
All right, now if you want to use that one, beat up is a phrasal verb. You need to use the object in the middle. Okay, so you're going to say, he beat her or his brother up. okay, in the game. He beat his brother up in the game. Let's repeat that one, please.
He beat his brother up,
Correct.
or
It's okay.
up for the game.
Okay, good. And the last one, please, to finish, Larissa. Embrace. Remember, is to accept something, to make it part of your life, okay? To make it part of yourself. So what
Okay.
example can you give me?
She has to embrace her feelings.
Great, great. I think that's a very good and a perfect example, Larissa. That's it. Because of the time, we're going to be finishing here, Larissa, but I don't know if you have any questions about these words. Next class, we're going to read at least 2 more paragraphs or 3, and we're going to learn more vocabulary and more information about this one. What do you say? Any questions or comments? Let me know, please.
No, teacher, with this, no.
Okay, that's great. So please, Larissa, before leaving, down below is the survey. Let's answer to those questions, please, and then you may leave. Thanks for being here. Have a good night and see you tomorrow.
Thank you, teacher. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Take care. All right, now with you, Paola. How are you, Paola? Is everything okay?
Hi, teacher. Yes.
Great. That's great to know. So, Paola, today I have 2 options for you. Every Tuesday and Thursday, as you know, we're going to have a private conversation, and you're going to have 2 options with me. Sometimes only one, but this time you have 2. You can read this article. I was reading the article with Larissa that is about mood shame. All right, when you are ashamed of your emotions, of your feelings. This is a BBC article from the future section and psychology. All right, but the second option is a video. And again, we're not going to watch the whole video, only parts of the video. And it's about what makes muscles grow. And we're going to have a conversation, what happens to muscles, how they grow, what happens in the body, the reactions, and so on and so forth. So which one would you like to work with today, Paola? Let me know, please.
The video.
All right, so let's take a look at the video. Before watching, all right, and taking a look at this video, I have a couple of questions for you, Paola. First, what do you think is the answer to this question? The question is, what makes muscles grow? What is the explanation? How can you explain that one, Paola?
I think it's when the person make exercise or do exercise, and but it's not only the exercise. You need to eat correctly. You need to eat more protein. So
good. So you say it's a combination, right? Then it's a combination of 2 factors, right? First, eating healthy, eating properly, right? Instead of correctly, perhaps you can say properly. Good. And also doing, right? Instead of making, you made a correction. It was correct. Doing. And doing exercise or following some activities, right? Like go running and doing other things that are going to help your body, right? Be in movement so that your muscles may grow, right? Good. So it's a combination of both elements then. Good. The second question, Paul, and it's for you, all right? This is about muscles and so on. How interested are you, for example, in making your muscles grow, Paola? Is that something that you're interested in, or is it something that you just would like to know because of general knowledge?
I'm not really interested, but I want to know.
Okay, that's good. Again, this is just to have the conversation, right? Good. Very good. All right. And again, this happens and it's possible not only for men, but also for women, right? And when you make your muscles grow, it's not like in a big way. It can be only a little, right? To shape the body, right? So it has many purposes. But let's take a look at this. All right. Let's take a look at this, Paola. I'm going to play only the introduction, so please pay attention. It's going to be 20 seconds or 30 seconds. I stop and you're going to tell me what you understood. Okay, here we go.
Muscles. We have over 600 of them. They make up between 1/3 and 1/2 of our body weight. And along with connective tissue, they bind us together, hold us up, and help us move. And whether or not bodybuilding is your hobby, muscles need your constant attention because the way you treat them on a daily basis determines whether they will wither or grow.
All right, up to that part, that's the introduction. Then now they are going to show an example, and afterwards they are going to explain what happens in your body. So what can you tell me about this introduction briefly, Paola?
Okay, we have 600 of muscles. Um, mm, um, um, I didn't understand how many we have under on the top.
Okay, we're going to go there. All right, don't worry. Again, we're going to see those details. If you want to get those details, we're going to do it again. But what else? For example, if I show you this picture over here, how can you explain this picture in your own words, Paola?
You need to do exercise to not only to big the muscles, so it's also to, I don't know how to say, maintain.
You can say maintain or keep, maintain or keep.
Or keep. So if you are sit and eating chips all day, you're never going to have muscles.
That's correct, right? And it's good. And instead of big, right, don't use big as a verb. It's better if you use grow, right? And you're right. It's not only to grow the muscles, right? It's to keep, right, yourself in form or to be in shape, you can say, right? To be in shape. And here, yes, if you are sitting on a couch, right, all day long, or eating some chips, right, doing nothing but eating, that's going to have a consequence, right? And again, it's not that this is good and this is bad, but if you do this all day long, every time without exceptions, that's going to have some consequences in your life, right? Not only in the way you look, but also in terms of health, right? In terms of health, is going to have some consequences, right? Good. Let's go a little bit even backwards. And we're going to take a look at this. They mentioned something about the weight. If I ask you this, all right, they mentioned that one. I don't know if you heard it, but the question is the following, Paola. What is more or less the percentage or the proportion of muscles in our body? What do you say? If I give you these possibilities, is it 1/3 of our weight? Is it 1/2 of our weight? Is it 1/4 of our weight? What do you say? From those three options, which one do you believe is the right option over there, Paola?
I think it's 1/3 because we also have water in the body, and and also we have, oh my god, huesos. I don't remember.
Bones.
Yes.
Okay, all right, good. You're following a good logic. Perhaps the distribution is going to be a little bit different, but your answer is correct. And actually, there were two correct answers. Okay, you're going to take a look at that. Before going to that part, we're going to go a little bit back, and it's going to be this one, Paola. And again, you told me, right, you didn't get to listen to this, but if I give you the possibilities, Paola, how many muscles do we have, more or less? Is it approximately 500? approximately 600 or approximately 700? What do you say?
600.
Okay, good. Now let's take a look. All right, I'm going to turn on the captions and you're going to verify the information. So yes, approximately, but not only approximately, we have over 600 of them, right? Good. Now, as I was telling you, two options were correct. They make up between 1/3 and 1/2 of our body weight. It depends, right, on how you take care of your muscles and how big they can be, right? And also, of course, according to other factors, but between 1/3 and 1/2 or a half, those are correct. Then over here, I'm going to show you some important, this one. This is a very interesting vocabulary here, right? Paola, to go to the next part, it says the activities, what you do in your life, right? In your routine is going to determine whether your muscles will wither, right? This is wither, or they will grow. Okay, so they are opposites in this case. All right, they are opposites. To wither, it's going to be to make it small. As you can see, the muscles are over here. They are not big, right? And this guy has big muscles. So these are grown muscles and these are wither. All right, I want to know now if you have any questions before going to the next part, please, Paola. We have 5 more minutes approximately. Let me know.
I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay, good. Now, in this next part, please, you have to pay attention to the following. They are going to show us one example. In the example, it's going to be about opening the door. They are going to explain how muscles work, all right, in conjunction with our brain. But you have to tell me the details. And there's going to happen something with the door. And we're going to need to do something else to open that door. Okay, so with that help, let's listen to the example, please.
You're standing in front of a door, ready to pull it open. Your brain and muscles are perfectly poised to help you achieve this goal. First, your brain sends a signal to motor neurons inside your arm. When they receive this message, they fire, causing muscles to contract and relax, which pull on the bones in your arm and generate the needed movement. The bigger the challenge becomes, the bigger the brain's signal grows, and the more motor units it rallies to help you achieve your task. But what if the door is made of solid iron? At this point, your arm muscles alone won't be able to generate enough tension to pull it open, so your brain appeals to other muscles for help. You plant your feet, tighten your belly, and tense your back, generating enough force to yank it open. Your nervous system has just leveraged the resources you already have. Other muscles.
All right, up to that part. Then again, they are going to go even further and they are going to be explaining what happens, all right, in a macroscopic level in our muscles and how they grow. But before going there, and perhaps that's going to happen on Thursday, Paola, what can you tell me about this example? How can you explain it to me?
He tried to open the door. So you need to make a signal to your brain. So the brain sent this to the neurons and the muscles to open the door. But in the case that you can, the brain knows that you can open, so the brain bring another sign to do maybe tense your back and try to This.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay, Paul. Again, right? You don't need to feel pressured, right? If you don't find the word, there are two options, and this is going to help you a lot. All right, you can go around. You can tell me it's going to, and you can mention something else. All right, that's a good thing to do. Or also try to look for synonyms or mention something that you believe is similar to what you wanted to say. All right, but again, in case you want to find a specific word, you're always going to have problems, and that's the biggest thing. All right, if you want to get fluent, you really want to stop, all right, trying to find the specific words, and instead of looking for specific words, you have to accept, all right, all the words that come to your mind, and in that way, everything is going to flow better. All right, because again, you do it very good, but sometimes you want to look for specific words, and that's making you have very long pauses, and then you feel uncomfortable because you feel the need of speaking, but you don't. All right, you don't need to speak every time. If you are there and you are done there, let me know. All right, but again, if you feel that pressure is going to do the opposite, and you're going to forget even with more reason. All right, but again, the explanation was good. To finish this one, Paola, I'm going to show you my only recommendation, because again, it was very good, is be careful with the conjugation, right? For example, when you say the brain and then you say the bring, but remember the brain is one brain. So you're going to say brings, but instead of bring, also the best verb in that situation was send, because you wanted to say a signal, right? You can say the brain sends, all right? Sends signals to other parts of the body. All right, that's my bigger recommendation, the conjugation and the best verb. And then again, to finish, I'm going to show you the vocabulary that you were using, and it was very good. So to signal, right? To signal or to send a signal, right? The brain sends a signal to motor neurons inside your arm that's going to create, right? So movements, and the bones are going to help out as well, right? The muscles are going to contract to relax, and you're going to be able to generate movement, and you're going to open the door, right? But if the door is heavier, right? If the door is heavier and you need extra help, your brain is going to send, right, some extra signals, and that's going to be for your feet, right? You're going to plant your feet, tighten your belly, and tense your back. And the combination of all those movements, right, is going to have as a result what? To yank open the door. And that's to open it, all right, using force. All right, that's the vocabulary I wanted to show, and again, my recommendation. I don't know if you have any questions, Paola, to finish the practice today.
No, it's okay, teacher.
It's okay? Okay, so remember, please, we're going to continue watching this one on Thursday. You have access to all these videos and all this content here, Paola. It's on Google Classroom. Classwork, Unit 1, Practice 1, and here you have the two options. You can watch it again until that part, but on Thursday, we're going to continue working together, all right? Now, before you leave, please, Paola, down below here, you see the options, right, that you have, for example, participants, chat, share the screen, all right? There, you should be able to find polls. Open the survey, please, Paola, and answer those questions before leaving.
Okay. Okay.
Great. Thank you very much then. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, teacher. See you
Bye-bye. Take care. See you. Okay, now I'm with you, Wilson. Thanks for waiting. All right, sometimes I'm going to use extra time when it's needed, but I'm going to replace it. All right, if that's the case. Is everything okay, Wilson?
Yeah, don't worry.
Great, that's great. And how are you? How do you feel today?
I feel good. Yeah, I feel better than yesterday.
Great,
With
that's
less
good.
afraid.
All right, that's good. That's good, right? In that way, you're going to be able to take advantage of this conversation and to be more relaxed while having it. Okay, very good, Wilson. So,
Okay.
Wilson, today I have two options for you. I have one article. This is the article from the BBC, and the headline is Why Mood Shame is Bad for You. It's related to future psychology, and we are going to learn about emotions, about feelings, about some things that make you good, all right, make you feel good, and some things that make you feel bad. And the other option is a video in which we're going to learn about muscles, okay? How muscles work and mainly what makes muscles grow. So which one is of your interest? Which one would you like to work with?
The article, I think.
All right, let's take a look at the article then. We're going to start again. I read it, but let's read one more time the headline, please. Wilson, let's read this one, please.
Why mood shame is bad for you?
Good. Now, it's very important to understand this in order to understand the article. We know that this, whatever it is bad for us. And that's something that this article wants to prove, right? But what is mood shame? What do you understand by reading mood shame, Wilson?
Mood shame. I don't know. Shame is a bad feeling when you do something that like embarrassing. Like,
That's a great, exactly, comparison, a great synonym to be embarrassed. Good.
yes.
And what would it be then? That's shame. Now you need to connect that one to mood. What would it be, mood shame? This is an expression.
Mood. I don't know what's mood.
All right. Mood is like how you feel in general. Okay. For example,
Okay.
sometimes there's an expression in English, they say, I think he's in a mood. It means he's angry. Or they ask you, right? Are you in the mood? All right. Are you in the mood to go out? It means, do you feel good to go out? All right. So it's related to emotions, to how you feel. But to connect these
Okay.
two is not going to be that obvious. It's going to be the following, Wilson, and you're going to tell me if you have questions about it. Mood shame is when you are ashamed of your emotions, of your feelings. All right.
Okay.
Remember,
Yes.
right? Society tells you you have to be happy all the time. You have to smile all the time. If you feel bad, that's not good. You have to smile. If you're angry, don't be angry, right? You have to be good with all people. But this article is telling you don't do that. If you don't accept, right? If you don't accept that you are angry, if you don't accept that you are sad, it's bad for you. All right, so that's mood shame. So I don't know, first, before going there, Wilson, do you agree with that one? Or what do you believe about mood shame? Do you believe that it is bad for you?
Yeah, I think that's an expression of us, and I don't know if it's bad or it's good. I think it's, I don't know, it's a feeling, a human feeling.
All right, yes, that's right? And again, they are telling you it's okay. If you feel sad, you have to accept that you are sad. If you are angry, you have to accept that you're angry, right? This is what this article is telling you, right? The article is telling you to accept your emotions and to accept your feelings, okay? Don't be ashamed of your emotions. All right, this is what they are telling you. But let's take a look. We have some interesting vocabulary here, Wilson. Let's take a look at this introduction, please.
It's sometimes tempting to beat yourself up for not feeling sunnier, but there's good reason to embrace those grumps.
Very good. I think we are very good with reading itself. But now let's try to go to understand it. How can you explain this idea, Wilson, in your own words?
Sometimes beat yourself up for not feeling sunnier. I don't know. It's like not be too much. You have not, or you must not be too much happy all the time, I think, or I don't know. I'm trying, but I don't know.
Oh, it's okay. All right. Doing that again. Remember here, Wilson, as this is a speaking practice, here the most important part, of course, is practicing. Right? We are not going to be experts in this topic, so that's the least important thing. All right. But of course, we need to understand the words. All right. It's important to understand the words. But you are kind of going good, but you are missing something very important. That is this. Okay. Let's explain. For example, what is something tempting? How can you explain tempting, Wilson?
Tempting. Mm, it's like you want to do something. I don't know. Strongly.
Okay, good.
It's yeah, something like that.
And how can you use it? This is going to be even better because you're right. It's when you want to strongly do something because there's desire in the middle, right? There's some desire. But how can you use tempting in one example? In a very basic and clear example to understand tempting, how would you use it?
I'm tempting. That cake is tempting me. I don't know. That's
okay. Okay, that's good. That cake is tempting me. That's good. You can also use it as an adjective, right? That cake is tempting, right? That cake is tempting. That dish is tempting, right? Something that is provoking, right? It's provoking desire, right? And you want to do it good. So you know tempting. Now let's go to beat up. What is to beat up?
I don't know what's beat up.
Okay, beat up. I'm going to give you an example, all right? If I don't like a person, okay, I don't like a person, and that person is insulting you, okay, it's insulting, that person is insulting me, and I say, hey, I'm going to beat you up. I'm going to kick your ass. Okay. Beat up, beat you up, kick your ass. All right, so that's the beat up. So here they are telling you it's sometimes tempting to beat yourself, okay, yourself up for not feeling sunnier. So what can you tell me now about this part?
Sometimes we want ¿cómo se diría? Provocar.
You can say provoke.
Sometimes I want to provoke myself and for not feeling sunnier.
What is a synonym of sunnier? What do you think is sunnier?
A synonym?
A synonym or a similar word or expression.
Sunnier, like too much funny, too much.
And more than funny, because funny is going to be related to laugh, right? Something entertaining, right? Something entertaining. But sun, what is the sun? The sun is over there, right? And the sun brightens. And what is the difference? I don't know if you watched Teletubbies, right?
Yeah.
How is the sun every time? The sun is smiling, is happy.
Smiling, yeah.
Right? So feeling happy.
Yeah.
Right? So again, you can say then it's tempting to punish yourself, okay? To punish yourself when you are not happy, right? Because you say, why am I not happy? I should be happy all the time. You want to beat yourself up. But what is the article telling you in the second part?
Exists a good reason to embrace or a synonym, I don't know, a synonym of embrace.
It can be accept in this case, all right? To accept.
Okay. Yeah. Accept all that, all of that crump, that maths, or that feeling.
Okay, exactly. Those negative emotions or negative feelings, right?
Yes.
Because what are grumps? Grumps are
Yeah.
right? Those are grumps. So good, exactly. So again, right? In other words, then you can say sometimes you want to punish yourself when you are not happy, but actually there's a good reason to accept those feelings, to accept that you are sad, to accept that you are angry, right? There's a good reason to accept that. All right, good. I want to know if you have any questions up to this part, Wilson. Let me know, please.
No, I don't have any question.
All right, very good. As I used more time with the previous conversation, only one more paragraph, please, with you. Wilson, we're going to read it. We're going to ask for some questions, and that's going to be it for today. All right, but let's read this one to finish, please.
Okay. Imagine that you've just experienced something unpleasant. Your friend has forgotten your birthday. You've been rejected for a new job, or you've just woken up on 4 January and remembered you need to go to work. How would you typically respond to those feelings?
Great, thank you, Wilson. So here, more than understanding, because I think it's clear. If you have questions about this one, let me know. But we're going to finish by answering these questions, or sorry, this question, Wilson. How would you feel if this happened to you, Wilson? If your friend, if your best friend or a very important person for you, Wilson, forgot your birthday, how would you feel if you got rejected from a new job? Or you wake up, right, and you remember that you need to go to work. So how would you feel?
Very sad.
Okay, sad is one word. What other thing? For example, when you are rejected, besides being sad, how else can you feel?
Angry.
Okay,
Angry,
good.
sad.
Exactly.
Yes, those
Right?
feelings.
And you can play with the words over there, right? You can say sad, a little bit down, right? Or upset, angry,
Yes, upset.
mad, right? You can play with the words over there. Good. We're going to finish here, all right? Because we're going to know then what you should do with those emotions according to this article. But we're going to continue reading the next part on Thursday. All right. Do you have any questions or comments before finishing today?
No, unpleasant. What's that mean?
Yes, it's something that causes you to be uncomfortable or bad. Okay, something that you don't like, something that is negative for you. All right, something unpleasant, right? What is something pleasant? Something pleasant is something that pleases you. Okay, because please can be a verb. To please something is to do something that you like. All right, but something unpleasant is the opposite, something that is going to cause or to provoke, all right, a negative emotion or feeling in you.
Okay.
Okay, that's something unpleasant.
Yeah.
There you go. Again, and you say unpleasant, it's okay. There are two possibilities. Okay, you can say unpleasant or unpleasant. All right.
Pleasant or unpleasant. Okay.
There you go. So please, to finish up, Wilson, down below here in the options, you see the option polls. Okay, it says participants, chat, share your screen, and you say polls. Open that one, please. Answer the questions and let me know when you do it. Is it done?
Yes.
Okay. Great. There you go. There you go. That's it then for today. Tomorrow we're going to continue working in the group class. All right. Thanks for being here. Have a good night and see you tomorrow.
Okay. See you tomorrow, teacher.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome.